Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches: Buffalo Bills vs Chicago Bears, Denver Broncos vs Seattle Seahawks, Indianapolis Colts vs Minnesota Vikings, Las Vegas Raiders vs Los Angeles Rams, and Houston Texans vs Dallas Cowboys, which are happening on Saturday, August 21, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Buffalo Bills vs Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears, who say there is still a quarterback battle, but if Justin Fields continues to play well, it's going to be hard for the team to go in a different direction. The Bears opened up the preseason against the Miami Dolphins, and the Bears were able to come away with a 20-13 victory. Justin Fields got the most playing time, and he finished completing 14 of his 20 passes for 142 yards and a touchdown. Wide receiver Rodney Williams also had a good game, finishing with 4 receptions and 57 yards. In this game, it's going to be all about Fields and how he looks. The Chicago defense held Miami scoreless in the second half after giving up 13 first-half points. Fields is expected to see even more action on Saturday when the Bears host the Bills in Week 2. My betting advice for that game is to pick over 37. Denver Broncos vs Seattle Seahawks. According to the team's official website, Broncos head coach Vic Fangio told reporters earlier this week that it's possible that he will name Denver's starting quarterback following this week's contest. After last week's performance, it's safe to say that Locke is in the lead for the starting job, so the pressure will be on the veteran Bridgewater to perform well in this contest. While the Seahawks offense needs a boost from their offensive line, the defense needs to repair a secondary that allowed 285 passing yards per game, which were second worst in the NFL last season. The team acquired Ahkello Witherspoon and Pierre Desir, as well as selected cornerback Trey Brown in the 4th round in the NFL draft to help the corner depth, and the preseason game will not only help the coaching staff know how the position looks entering the season, but also whether defensive coordinator Ken Norton Jr. wants to play zone or man coverage this season. Otherwise, the Seahawks will want to see how they can generate pressure up front, as well as play in the run game, and the preseason game can help determine who can help out key defenders like Poona Ford, Bobby Wagner, and Jamal Adams in the box. Denver also got immediate dividends on defense, as rookie first-round pick Pat Surtain II picked off an errant pass and returned it for a touchdown against the Vikings. Fangio's defense allowed just 235 total yards and 3.7 yards per play in the win. My betting advice for that game is to pick under 37.5. Indianapolis Colts vs Minnesota Vikings. There are a lot of questions and uncertainty swirling around right now for the Colts at the quarterback position. Just because Jacob Eason might be the best available option doesn't necessarily mean he's a great option in terms of winning actual NFL games. I'm not expecting to see much, if any, of Dalvin Cook for this game, but the Vikings' offense will be buoyed by a strong start from Cousins and the other starters. Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater played excellent for the Broncos last week against the Vikings, but it wasn't as impressive as the box score indicates. The Vikings rested more than 30 players after 2 full days of practice against the Broncos at the team's suburban headquarters this week. The only projected starter who played was defensive end Stephen Weatherly, leaving a lot to be desired for the competition level for Locke and Bridgewater. The Broncos used most of their first-team offense. The Colts had one of the top rushing defenses in the league last season, but they also allowed an average 263.6 passing yards per game on the road. So you can expect the Vikings quarterbacks to take some shots downfield. Say what you want about Cousins, but the team finished top 10 in passing offense when playing at home last year. Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater played excellent for the Broncos last week against the Vikings, but it wasn't as impressive as the box score indicates. The Vikings rested more than 30 players after 2 full days of practice against the Broncos at the team's suburban headquarters this week. The only projected starter who played was defensive end Stephen Weatherly, leaving a lot to be desired for the competition level for Locke and Bridgewater. The Broncos used most of their first-team offense. My betting advice for that game is to pick under 37.5. Quick reminder, you can get 125% cashback bonus on your first deposit on our partner sportsbook BetUS after you open an account using our link down below and use our promo code HIGHSTAKES when making your deposit. Las Vegas Raiders vs Los Angeles Rams. With the Rams starters out for this contest, Sean McVay's offense could have trouble moving the ball once again in this game. Devlin Hodges started for the Rams, who didn't play new franchise QB Matthew Stafford or his backup, John Wolford. Hodges went 11 of 19 for 85 yards, but didn't look as impressive as his replacement, Bryce Perkins. The second-year pro from Virginia who didn't get a snap last season, led the Rams' only touchdown drive in the first half, going 5 of 6 with a score to Tristan Jackson. It's safe to assume the Rams will employ Perkins a lot more in this upcoming game, as the kid looked good. Coach McVay used almost none of his expected regular season contributors. He has been average in his time during the preseason, going 5-4 Austrian shillings in 9 games. The Raiders defense was flying to the football in the first preseason game, and Gruden has a penchant for taking these exhibition games more seriously than opposing coaches. Las Vegas could even have Marcus Mariota in the game for a few series in this one, which should give the Raiders a considerable edge in this spot. My betting advice for that game is to pick under 35. The Dallas Cowboys are 0-2 in the preseason after a 19-16 last-second field goal against the Arizona Cardinals. Cooper Rush led the way for the Dallas offense with 89 yards after completing 7 of 13 passes on the day. Garrett Gilbert went 7-16 for 80 yards, while Ben DiNucci went 6-14 on the day for 46 yards, while throwing the only touchdown of the day for Dallas. Jabril Cox led the way for the Dallas defense with 8 tackles on the day, including 2 for a loss. Dorrance Armstrong chipped in 5 tackles and 2 sacks, while Stephen Parker, Israel Mukuamu, and Micah Parsons all added 4 tackles each. Houston Texans vs Dallas Cowboys. The situation Cully has inherited in Houston is messy on the surface. Houston quarterback Deshaun Watson has not participated in workouts this week and earlier missed 5 practices because of tightness in his ankle and calf. Watson's injuries as well as scrutiny due to multiple sexual misconduct charges and talks of seeking a trade have made it almost certain that the signal caller will not see any action against Dallas. Watson is currently 4th on the quarterback depth chart for Houston behind starter Tyrod Taylor, Jack Driscoll and rookie Davis Mills. As widely reported, 3-time Pro Bowl quarterback Deshaun Watson is currently involved in an investigation and controversy pertaining to sexual assault allegations, which has taken over the majority of the media coverage regarding the team. At this point, it seems highly likely that Watson may never play another game as a Texans. My betting advice for that game is to pick under 36.5.